What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and here we are today with a grand party starting off for the month of August. I know a lot of people are excited for their grand party, and you know, this is going to be a very interesting month, considering the fact that this rule set that we have is interesting, where they are severely trying to buff the quick typing this season, whilst also debuffing decks, giving them level 10 defense down. So I don't think decks are going to be that viable of an option, and you know, I mean, quick can be very, very good. I mean, we already know that like quick slashes are going to be pretty solid, despite the fact that slashes do receive level 5 CT decrease. They've got a lot of ways to kind of mitigate that kind of issue, but the fact that they receive, like, you know, if they're quick and slasher, they'll get like CT increase because they're quick, but then CT minus level 5 because they're slasher. So it does even out in that fashion, but quick also receiving level 10 attack up, and the fact that decks have a lot of debuffs this season in terms of that level 10 defense down, which is nothing to scoff at. It is going to be interesting to see how this season kind of shapes out and what ends up being the new meta for this season. And the big one here is also the fact that slashers have that level 5 CT speed down. That is actually a really big deal, because the whole reason why slashers are considered to be one of the best teams in Pyro Rumble is because they have relatively high special CT and extremely hard-hitting, damage-dealing specials that go through defense. However, if you have a debuff where you cannot use your specials in time, then that's going to be a real issue. So I don't know if slashes are going to be the way to go this season, but then again, I've been wrong in the past where there have been a severe amount of debuffs to Free Spirit back in, you know, the last couple of months, and Free Spirit have still been one of the best teams, so we'll see how things work out. The thing is, Free Spirit are a bit different in that kind of argument, because Free Spirit are innately a lot more tankier than what slashers are. They've got really good healing specials, they've got great defensive numbers, whereas slashers are not in that realm. Slashers do have okay defenses if you run some different options, but the whole reason why the slashers are the best team, Roger Whitebeard, V1 Odin, S-Hawk, and then, you know, your option of whatever you want, whether it be Cracker, you could use even Legend Kizaru, I suppose you could still potentially use that. There's a lot of different Shanks units you can use in that slasher spot as well. Is that really going to take the place this season as the best team, despite that level 5 CT decrease? I'm not too sure. Another thing, Free Spirit and also Free Spirit and fighter characters getting level 5 defense is actually pretty neat. And also, if you're on Powerhouse units, they get a level 10 HP increase. So Quick Powerhouse is going to be pretty good this season, receiving very, very nice attack and HP buffs, making them very, very annoying to take on, unless if you got like good health cuts and stuff. But the fact that decks get debuffed, I really think Quick is going to be a solid option this season. So here we are with our second match of the day, and I mean, this one is actually a pretty tough one. You guys would have seen in the previous clip, while I was, you know, discussing this season and all the interesting things happening this season with the rulings. I really think that you know, we got kind of lucky, honestly, with how things went here. And this is what I'm showing here, as we're up against a relatively good-looking slasher team here. Remember, they get the level 5 CT speed down, which hinders their usability quite a fair bit. But you know, Free Spirit this season, they get that level 5 defense increase, making them a bit stronger defensively. But you know, despite all of this, we do get some pretty good stuff going our way, and I am opting to try out the new Memories Straw Hats Brook. He's got a pretty good defensively focused Rumble ability, and unfortunately did have to take out Sanji to kind of fit that in. I really do like what Zora provides to the squad, and we want to have Monkey D. Luffy on here to get the most out of him as well. And then Nami Karina is a mainstay. So instead of opting, you could potentially opt for like a 5-man legend squad, like replace Otama with the Sanji and then not really have much of a bench at all. You could potentially opt for that, considering the survivability of Free Spirit, like that is pretty viable. But I do like Otama's for her consistent healing, which can enable our Free Spirit squad to last even longer. But Brook has a really good special, does decent amount of damage. I can't even imagine if you have like further investments into Brook, he could be very, very good. He does inflict half stats to opponents as well. He does give Free Spirit characters some increased special CT for 10 seconds. But that's the thing as well, is that half stats has been such a predominant effect in Rumble, and a lot of characters that get released these days actually have the resistance to halving of stats. So despite half stats being one of the better things you can inflict on an opponent in Rumble, the fact that a lot of characters have resistances against it means it does offset it a little bit when you do come up against more recently released big time characters. Now, the other team that you've seen that I am using in this video is a strength focused team. In hindsight, don't really think this is going to be a viable option this season, considering how good Quick are going to be. But for some reason, if you come up against a Dex opponent that for some reason is still using, you know, the Dex squads, then this is going to be a really good team you could use in order to take them down. I still think the Strength squad is not perfect. Every time I seem to have used it, I have found not great success with it. You know, we're in a little bit of a bad situation here against this opponent where this is kind of just a dud team that we're using to bait out opponent burst skills. So we're in a situation now where the opponent doesn't have a burst skill, we still have a burst skill, and then we're up with a relatively favorable matchup for us here. So yeah, Strength, I haven't really found much success with it personally, but we'll see how things go. And then the final team that I am using this season, which is going to be just a side team. Again, not really too sure if it's going to be the best option for this season, but it's what I'm testing out on day 1, and it's doing okay. Of course, they all receive the level 5 increase to the defense. Unfortunately, Wano, Law, and Odin, being slashers, receive level 5 CT decrease, which does hurt them. So that is not really ideal, but at the end of the day, not much you can really do about that. And now we go ahead and have a look at our final match of the video. Nothing really too noteworthy to mention here, as we did come up against a randomized squad. So again, as I said, a very, very easy one. Usually on day 1, it makes things easier for you. You can have those infinite refreshes and just find opponents that you know you can get the kill on. So that's what I would highly suggest to do on day 1. Makes things a lot easier. Moving forward into day 2, I am definitely going to switch up these teams a little bit, potentially trialing out if we can just use a Quick team and see what kind of things we can get out of that. Quick inherently have very high special CT with characters like Sakazuki, having like Rumble Shiryu on the team. You can have the super type Kaido, and like they've got really good ways to increase their special CT, so them getting level 5 CT on top of that, meaning that we can launch their specials incredibly quickly, is something that I do want to go ahead and have a look at. Don't know if it's going to be that good though, because you know, even though Quick have really high special CT, like what is Quick realistically good against? And another thing is that makes it hard for myself personally is that I don't own some of those big hitters of Quick Rumble units like Blue Jam, Porchemi, Fujitora, those big like Quick Rumble rare recruits. I don't own any of them, so it makes, you know, building more potent and strong focused Quick squads much more difficult. So that's partly the reason why I haven't really explored Quick all that much, you know, in the past like years, because just have never pulled Porchemi and Blue Jam and all those types of units. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say for you guys in today's video. We'll be back, of course, to show off Grand Party Day number 2 once that does come live. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
白が足りない。だったら俺が先やる。おい、ストップワンだ。やってやろうやるか。地獄の王に。俺はお前をぶっ飛ばすだけだ。フェイクスの炎は走らないように。ほら。いきますよ。